Okay, I was getting ready to make my breakfast here, and I thought this was very interesting. Okay, if you're coming from the United States of America, coming over here to Serbia, and you're going to purchase eggs, it could be a little bit of a shock to you. In the USA, big chain stores and things like that, when you purchase eggs, they usually come firstly in a dozen. Okay, American eggs, they call it a dozen eggs. That's 12, of course. Here in Serbia, it's typically 10 eggs. And here they're called jaja, okay? That's the same as testicles, just so you know, jaja. But the other difference, for me, it was very hard to get used to this. In Serbia, the eggs, they're very fresh. And it's obvious because a lot of them have fecal matter and feathers still in the package. I just bought these, I don't know, like 2 days ago. Well, back to the USA. If you buy them in the USA, they usually come in 12, and they're usually white. They're so white. They clean them thoroughly before they sell them in the USA. And in Serbia, that's actually illegal. In a lot of European Union places, that's illegal to have them that clean because they say it allows bacteria to get in the shell. But anyway, let me just show you here. I just got these, as I stated. I did not touch them, okay? You'll notice there's a little bit of stuff still on that, maybe from when it came out of the chicken, and it stuck to it, and that's the funniest part here. Look at that feather. Looks like this one is about ready to hatch and fly away. You can't get much fresher than that, can you? I showed that to my mother, well, a while back. I had a couple eggs that just had lots of govna on it. And I showed her, and she said, oh my God. She said, that came from the store. My mom likes fresh eggs, but she will go to like the farmer's market to get them, not in a store. She said, if you buy those in the store, they still have poop on it. Yep, they do. But anyway, I guess that's how you know they're fresh here in Serbia. I've gotten used to it. Nothing surprises me anymore, folks. Ciao. Okay, the first time they've actually had the park open. You can go inside. People are sitting over there, wandering, sitting on the benches. So it's kind of a nice thing. We got parks, my friends. I'm just waiting on a buddy. Just gonna pick me up so I can head out and check out my new gig that I'm going to be doing. Can't wait to show ya. It'll be exciting. Hey, shouts out, my friends. Check this out. Got the Serbian flag, and look who this is. Milunka Savic. This is a Serbian war hero. She dressed up like a man just to fight for her country. What a hero. And right here in Indjia, Serbia, that's where I am today. It's a beautiful monument. Even around it, you've got all these little benches and everything. Right here on the hill, that takes you right up to downtown Indjia. But isn't that just amazing? You did a great job. She must have been born here. I'm not really for sure, but I'm assuming that's why. Let's see what it says over here. Beautiful. Okay, check this out. This is something I've always thought was just absolutely stunning here. This says Hram, Blage, Marija, Banstol. That's like the cathedral of mild Marija of this area. But look at this thing. Isn't this just stunning? Stunningly beautiful. This is similar to like Russian. If you go to Russia, like Russian Orthodox churches look similar to this. But it's just gorgeous, huh? This is right in between Indjia and Novi Sad. Just think that's gorgeous. Look at the little, you got the saints up there. Oh Man, what a pretty church. There's a little bit up close. A little cross over there. Man, it's just gorgeous. So decorative. I bet that thing cost a fortune. They're still working on it inside to get this fencing out here. I wonder why they say mild. Blage. It's like luti. When you buy AIBA, there's luti and blage. Blage is like mild, but blage Marija. Wheat, mild Marija? I don't get it. Hey, what's up, people? How you doing? Charles here. As you saw, maybe, well, as you saw previously, you knew I was outside of Novi Sad today. Today's day 44, and I actually left the city of Novi Sad first time in 44 days, and I had an absolute blast. You saw I got to see Milunka Savic, the beautiful statue. That's a really awesome statue. It's right there when you go from Novi Sad, you go into Indjia, you go down that little hill, and there's a weird UFO-looking building. It's right across from it. That UFO thing is like a, what did somebody tell me it was? Like a sports complex? I can't recall what it was. But it's really strange looking. It looks like a UFO. Right across from it is Savic, right before you go up the hill into Indjia. We saw that, and then that beautiful church. I feel really stupid because I didn't know the word blage. To me, but I see blage is always written on the side of like AIBA. You know, there's blage and there's loot. Hey, yeah. Loot. God, it's just weird coming off my mouth. Blage and loot. Loot is spicy and blage is mild or plain. And then in the, and no disrespect to your faith, I don't even want to make fun, but it read Hram, Blage, Marija, Bonslu or whatever. I don't remember. That's that little location wherever it's located. It's right there by Sremski Kamennica or Sremski Karlovci. But Blage, somebody messaged me a little bit later and told me Blage in that context, that would mean I said mild again. That would mean like kind, humble, in that sense. So anyway, I thought that odd. Why are they calling her mild or plain? That seems rude. Anyway, the reason I went there, the fine folks at Perun distillery, awesome guys. I got to meet the owner. They walked me through the whole process from start to finish. And they sent me home with whatever I wanted. I'm a gin guy. If you know me, well, you know my favorite hard liquor is gin. And they have 3 different kinds. They got a Dunya flavored gin. They've got a winter mix, which I like. It's got pine in it, I mean, like the pine needles. And so it's really, boom, really ginny. Then they have a plain, and then they have like a, what was the other one? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But they took me there, showed me the whole process, got to sample all of these. Opa, bato, yasa malo pian. And then nochino. This is in Orohavacha. And this is like candy, my friends. You know, Kokosezo, is it Nana Zaric? Anyway, Forbes magazine, a few years back, they had like a listing of the best bars in the world. This one, I think it's called For Employees Only or something like that. Downtown New York City, owned by a Serbian. Zaric is his name. And they sell Perun in there. Also in Dinar, you know, that one of the best restaurants here in Serbia that I can recall going to out of all of them that I enjoyed. Like when you look at quality of food, atmosphere, everything included, service, Dinar. That's in Vucic. They said this is not affiliated with Perun, but they have this bottle of wine, and so they gave that to me also. Anyway, they sell this at Dinar. They sell this in places in California, the Serb communities. In Brazil, I was purchasing this. Anyway, learned some awesome things. I've got something cool going with Perun here. So love it, man. And my liquor cabinet, whoa, Opa, it's gonna crash. I gotta get serious on this, but I'm not drinking anymore today. My liver, I gotta be careful, you know. Vitamins tonight, okay? The other thing you saw before this video, I recorded that the other day about the eggs, because I always think that's funny. I made a video about the eggs a long, long time ago here in Serbia, because it's so weird. You go to a big store here in Serbia, like a big shopping center, you buy eggs, and there's still shit on them and feathers. You know, I'm not making fun of it. It's just very different. If you go to the USA and you buy and you open eggs, they are clean. You can put them in your mouth. But even here in Europe, and somebody said even in the European Union, or I don't know, somewhere over here in either European Union or some of the Balkan countries or something, they said it's even illegal to have them clean like they are in the USA because it allows bacteria in. But it's so funny. You know, when I opened that, I seen that feather, I was like, oh, crazy stuff, man. Anyway, day 44. What's going on day 44? There was some interesting things in the news. And firstly, let me make a statement here, because I got yelled at by a number of folks. My sign-off last night when I was emotional and I was criticizing how the government wants you to call this line to tell them you want your money. And I said, that's dehumanizing, it's degrading, it's horrible. Just send it out. Then I got a lot of people angry. They said, that's not the case, Charles. Know what you're talking about so you don't look like an idiot next time, okay? They said, that's not true. You can go online and ask for it. They said the reason that even came about is because the opposition was throwing a fit about that. Anyway, so my apologies. I still think it's ridiculous. They should send it out to everybody and not have you have to do anything, you know. Anyway, just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I don't care. You don't even have to write a comment. I don't care, okay? But I acknowledge that I was incorrect there, okay? Are you happy? I don't get paid to do this, okay? Unless you want to fucking pay me, okay? Ugh, I'm getting angry. Can you see it in my eyes? Anyway, cases here in Serbia. Updated cases, 8,724. That was up 227 again. And another error I made last night, I said, according to the thing I looked at, it said 8,000 tested, and that was incorrect. It was like 5,000 some. Just like today, they tested 5,579, and there was 227 cases, okay? So forgive my little mistakes. CNN makes mistakes. Okay, N1 makes mistakes. Blitz makes mistakes. Informer makes a lot of mistakes. They said I was a member of NATO troops who bombed your country in 1999, okay? So my slight incorrect statements are nothing. I don't get paid to do it. They do. 173 deceased. I think that's up 5 from yesterday. So 173 dead, 8,724 positive cases here in Serbia. What is going on? Firstly, let's talk about the curfew and what happened today. Today, you also saw before this, the parks are open. They opened the parks and the promenade here, so you can walk around, you can sit in the park, and there was quite a few people taking advantage of the park being open. I saw that, and the buses started here in Novi Sad, I believe. I saw people at the bus station. I thought all that was supposed to start on the 4th. Maybe they were just sitting there. I don't know. But there was people under the bus stop there when I was coming in through Srpski Karlovci, when we were coming into town, like from Srpski Karlovci into Novi, through Petrovaradin or whatever, into Novi Sad. But the curfew, it's supposed to start tomorrow, which is Thursday at 6 p.m. and go till Monday at 5 a.m. That's what we were told. But the opposition is throwing a big fit. People are protesting in Dorchel. You saw that last night, probably if you're from here in Serbia. A lot of the opposition's throwing fits, and I've noticed Serbians are very divided here on this, just like they are with almost everything. So many of my people on Facebook are saying, oh, those worthless idiots, you know. The other people are like, oh my God, we don't want this dictator in office. I mean, it's just this, it's one of those things here in Serbia. You mention almost anything, and there's those that you never know what to, how do you want to discuss it? You talk about Vucic. Most people, I've got a lot of people who like him. They'll message me privately and they'll say, Charlie, he's the best thing this country's ever had. He's the best that we've had in ages. We can't do any better than this guy. Don't listen to those people. Then everybody else posts publicly, he's terrible, this. You talk about Draža Mihailovic. People, hero, the best guy, saved up 500 American airmen there, forgotten 500. Then the other half, no, he was a terror. He was collaborating with the Nazis. And here, it's just that way. It's insanity. I'm not saying my country's any better, but that's how it is here. So some things you don't even want to mention. Tito. Talk about Tito. Some people, smaller villages and stuff, certain people, oh my God, the greatest thing ever happened here. I wish we had Tito again. Other half, oh my God, he destroyed this country. It's like, just enough to make you want to rip your hair out, you know. And me, you can think what you want. I'm not pro-Srpska napredna stranka, pro-current administration, nor am I anti. I'm a guest here. What I read in the paper, I said I read N1, so articles from N1, B92, Kerr, Washington Post. I just find different things. And people say, you can't read N1. It's owned by Gilas. Is blah, 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 blah. Okay. Just enough to make me want to just disable the comments. I would love to just disable comments on everything, you know. The other thing I wanted to mention. When I put a heart, you know, on YouTube, if you put a comment on there, 99% of the time I hit a heart. Did I tell you this already? I hit heart. That doesn't mean I like your comment, or sometimes I do, but I usually hit that so I know if I've read it or not. See if there's something legit. And then everybody is asking for my email and stuff too. And I've got so many messages, guys, honestly. I mean, I appreciate you, but it's just so, please understand, it's just maddening. And it eats all my day just replying to your stuff, you know. So if you don't have to message me, don't, you know. That sounds really cruel, but I mean, I want to be nice, I want to be helpful, but a lot of this that I'm doing this for is for myself. And I don't want to communicate a 2-hour, like somebody, one person sent me a listing of like six, 7 really detailed questions to answer. I mean, I will try to answer that, but it's so time consuming, you know. God, the life of somebody who loves Serbia is not easy. Anyway, enough of my crying and bitching and moaning here. What they said, back to the subject at hand here, when we were talking about what's going on here, on the curfew. I said it was supposed to be tomorrow, Thursday at 6 till Monday at 5 a.m., but that's not the case. The opposition is throwing a fit. They said tonight at 8 o'clock, Vucic is going to speak, and Vucic is going to have the final determination if it's going to start tomorrow. One of the epidemiologists, I'm not going to say his name because I'll get yelled at, he said that it doesn't really need to start tomorrow at 6. It could start on Friday. So, I mean, there's still some up in the air. So we're going to see it here from Vucic later. So forgive me for doing this video early. I'm going to call one of my buddies and speak to him for a bit about some things. So I wanted to do it early. So anyway, we'll see what Daddy Vucic has to say tonight, right? What else? Bajina Basta. It said the remote villages around Bajina Basta, that's in West Serbia, over there by Mokra Gora, etc. And it says even the coronavirus has infiltrated into some of those tiny little villages up on Tara. And a lot of it were brought by these tourists, I mean, and people from Serbia who are going there in vikendices and stuff. So it's become kind of the hot spot at the moment, it said. It's like 25 cases just in that little area at this moment. So that's kind of sad. It said also, the headline here was, a good sign for Serbia, reduced number of people on respirators. It didn't use the word people, but I don't remember what it said. Anyway, good sign for Serbia, less people on respirators at the moment. It said 5 days ago there were 150 people on respirators.
As of today, there's only 75, so a half drop on that, which is phenomenal. It said 7 days ago, 3,700 Serbians were in the hospital, in hospital beds. Today, it's 2,500. So big, massive drops. We're seeing it go way down. They said this is a sign that the virus is significantly decreasing in its volatility. What's the term? I don't remember when you're talking about a virus, but it's not as potent, if you will. They said that's a good sign that it's not as potent as it was. Out of all of Serbia so far, 650 healthcare workers have tested positive for coronavirus. I don't know how many of them have perished, but I didn't read that, but 650, so that's a large amount for people who are just trying to help here. But it said, even though these are good signs, we still need to maintain the social distancing and masks and gloves and everything. Speaking of masks and gloves, the president or the speaker of the Serbian parliament, Gojkovic, Kakos, you know her name. Anyway, yesterday was the parliament came back into session for the first time since March 15th, and she kicked out 3 MPs. And they were all Dosta, Bilo, Sasha Radulevic's party, 3 of him, Sasha and 2 other folks from his party. They didn't have it. They refused to put him on, so she kicked him out. It's kind of funny. I think he's just doing it for media attention or something, probably, huh? Kosovo was in the news. It said the Kosovo doctors are protesting the arrival of Serbian medical staff into Kosovska Mitrovica. So Kosovo doctors are throwing a fit. They said, why are they coming here? Do they mistrust the local staff? Do they think we don't know what we're doing? It says, we can handle this. We have 600 unemployed doctors. We can take care of this. Okay, but are the Albanian physicians going to want to assist in the Serbian hospitals? You know, so I think that's ridiculous. Nobody should be bitching about any medical staff going anywhere, you know. Cuba's been phenomenal. Said Cuba was sending their people to, where did it just say in the news? Cuba's sending their doctors, they sent a bunch to Italy, and now they're sending some to, where was that? I don't know, all over, you know. So who's going to bitch about that, you know? Leave your politics alone and get the people healthy, you know. Jesus Christ. Srpska napredna stranka office was damaged. Did you see that? In Munze Konza, they said yesterday there was a bunch of people in the Srpska napredna office in Zemun, and some people threw these big massive stones and did a lot of damage. They shattered the front windows. They called the police to try to catch the people. They said they were the people who did it are, what did it say, naturally dangerous, and I forget the terminology it used. I didn't write it down, but it was kind of a funny quote that they had. But anyway, glad nobody was hurt there. Other news, Nanad Barocinin, you know him, he used to be the Minister of Youth and Sport. He is the one that called me and invited me into the Serbian Parliament. I went into the Serbian Parliament, when was that? 2012 or 2013. It was kind of a funny story. When I went into the Serbian Parliament, I went in there, and you have to go through metal detectors, of course, and mine went off. And one of the old guys was, this is a true story. He was real old, like an older guy that was, I had to put stuff out of my pocket, and then I walked through, and I didn't think I had any more metal on, so I went through the thing, and it dinged, and he said, "What, do you have a gun?" And he said, "No, I don't have a gun. No, look, I'm fine." Real cool old guy. But I got to meet Nanad Barocinin. He used to be your boxing champ here in Serbia. I think he was a world champ, won some world championship in boxing for Serbia. Big man. He's a big guy, really nice guy. But anyway, speaking of Nanad Barocinin, the reason I brought him up, it said in 2021, the AIBA Men's Boxing Championship is going to be held here in Belgrade in 2021. It said it was supposed to be in New Delhi, but New Delhi didn't pay the fees in time, and so it was given to Serbia. New Delhi has to pay like $500,000 to the organization since they let this fall through, but Serbia is getting it. And Barocinin said this is the first time since 1978 that the AIB Men's Boxing Championships have been held in Serbia. It was here during Yugoslavia in 1978. So they're excited to have it. And the AIBA, they think Serbia is going to do a great job in organizing it and everything. And that's it, my friends. We got to hang out and see what Vucic says. And man, I just can't wait, you know. I know come Monday, we're going to be able to leave the house. We're going to be able to go to the bars. And I think the nightly curfew is going to be finished throughout the week. Is that correct? Maybe he's going to mention that tonight, because I didn't really get that out of all the papers I've read. I know Monday the bars are going to be open. The restaurants are going to be open. Sports are going to be able to practice. And some buses and trains and stuff are going to be able to go. But did he say, is there still going to be a nightly curfew, or is that done? I think it's done on Monday. So that's phenomenal. So you're not going to see me as much. I'm going to be at the bar. I'm going to be at the Horace Nargila bar and kicking it with my brothers and sisters. And I'm going to be going to Belgrade as soon as the Međugradski bus. That's the one that goes from town to town. Thank you guys for telling me that. And I think that's it. That's it for me, man. Thank you. Have a good night. And we'll speak tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.